everyone, it's Cat in the Hat, and I'm
And
your
B here from USB-C Gamers. Sorry to interrupt you.
and we are here. We are doing a new episode of sorry, I put B in focus of the After Show, which is like,
Or just a movie review for me.
and
I don't give it a special name.
and so we saw Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, sorry about moving the camera, guys. I want to do a better angle. But yeah, so this is the 2017 one, not the 1995 one.
Which you can find this review on USB-C Reviews.
Yes, and you can find another review, which I highly recommend that you check out, The House of Small Cubes. Sorry for kind of almost for self-advertisement. Just you need to go watch. It's very good.
I do it all the time.
I know it's a very good, not just a review. Like just go and watch the short film. It's 12 minutes.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube or Netflix.
Yes, just go watch it, please. It's very good.
We are not self-promoting. We are not self-promoting. We are not promoting Netflix or YouTube.
Yes, I think that they get that. But so yeah, so let's get into this. So I thought that it would be interesting to go and see this with someone that hasn't seen the original movie.
Yeah.
And someone that has,
spoilers,
because I have seen it. He has not seen the original movie.
I haven't even read the manga.
No, I read a little bit of it. I think that it's one of my more like favorite type of animes. Ghost in the Shell. I've seen it a couple of times and I've read a little bit of it, but
yeah,
nothing too huge for me.
So I'm just gonna get into my cons first,
hold on. I'll ask you this quick question, which I did ask you earlier, but it's kind of important for the video, which was, I kind of dropped the plot a little bit, but it was still a little bit confusing. And even though that I saw the movie, so what was it like for you?
So yeah, I got the plot, but at the same time it's a little confusing.
Yeah, because I honestly found it kind of confusing too. But yeah, so let's get into some cons.
All right, so what are your cons with it?
I think that the two kind of like major cons is that I was not a big fan of the guy that played Batu very much.
Like Pilo.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I didn't think that he was super great as Batu. I thought that he was fine, but it's more of a nitpick, I'd say, than
I thought
anything.
He was really great. And so also for me, like I said, the story was a little confusing, but also like Jeremy John said in his review, it just felt like it was just an entire story based off concept. Like the entire.
I kind of see it, but I don't count
like the entire story was just, and that's what they had for the movie.
Yeah, I think that the biggest con for me was that the pacing was kind of slow at times, but then it would get really fast for like a couple of minutes, but then it would just get very slow again for more minutes than the fast. So that was those were like the big cons for me. I don't really have too many other ones. So let's get into some pros, unless you have another con.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, like all the actors in it were great.
Yes, I thought
like Scarlett Johansson, of course, was great.
Yeah, Scarlett.
I really like Michael Pitt, the guy who plays Kuze.
Yeah, he was pretty good too.
Yeah,
I think that like even though that people were very concerned about Scarlett Johansson and them whitewashing the movie,
and it turns out they just did that 2 weeks earlier with Iron Fist.
Yeah, but I mean like which I still don't understand that, but whatever. Anyways, so like with whitewashing the movie, with the first trailer that came out when I watched it, even I knew that it was an anime before, and I didn't really have a problem with it. I thought that it was fine, and I thought that she did a very good job. So
and also, like Roy said, and by Pilo as like however you pronounce it, the guy who played Bato.
Yeah.
And also, Alright, so that's all my pros basically, and also the visuals were amazing.
The visuals is very good. Probably
if the story was a little better, this would be an A+ movie for me. It'd be real.
Yes, because the
especially
visuals,
supported by the visuals.
Yes, because the visuals, again, even though that he said it before, the visuals is probably the best that I've seen this year. It was one of those things that you can't tell that it was CGI. It looked like they went to a real city that had all this stuff, and they just kind of put the camera down and they taped some of the stuff there.
Yeah, so.
Also, like, a lot of the stuff that wasn't just a city was still pretty good.
Yeah, so now I'll just go into specific stuff.
Okay.
So there's this scene that both of us found absolutely hilarious.
There's quite a few.
It's,
Oh, okay, yes,
no,
yes.
it's when they're in this nightclub and Scarlett Johansson gets kidnapped by this old guy.
Well, not really kidnapped, but she goes there willingly to try to find
Kuze.
Yeah. I'm horrible at remembering.
I feel like this old guy is like just attached to a bullet, and it's like that's.
Seriously.
And one of her mates just gives a taste, and her mate beats the crap out of them.
Seriously, he was like, dance, come on, dance. Dance.
It kind of reminded me of Emperor Palpatine at the start of Revengeance. It's like, get.
I did find him kind of funny. Yeah, but
he doesn't last for long, of course.
No. And also another thing too that was specific is that even though I brought this up to you quite a few times, I would just like to say it on video. This was obviously an R-rated movie that was turned to PG-13.
Yeah, you told me this multiple times.
Yes, but again, I did just want to bring it up on the video. Again, there was just there was so much stuff in the original.
I didn't really realize think of any scenes.
No, but once you watch the original one, it was it wasn't necessarily always planned to be rated R, but it probably should have been.
Yeah, because the anime was rated R, I think.
It's rated NR, but a lot of news sites and stuff are
rated R.
Yeah, a lot of movie review sites are pretty much saying even though there's NR, it's pretty much just take out the N.
It's R.
Yeah.
So that's all I can. So let's talk about Kuze. We're not done yet.
Yeah, and then there's also a couple quick things too that I would like to say, but I thought was very cool. I thought that he was. I'm not going to really necessarily spoil a huge amount of the movie, but he wasn't really who we thought he was.
Yeah. Well, for me, this is sort of spoiler talk. So.
Well, kind of don't necessarily spoiler it super duper huge.
So I will have a sort of spoiler talk about this, right? So no minor spoiler. See, like I said, and so he's sort of. I'm not sure how to even talk about spoiling.
Yeah, he's not who you think that he is. That's as far as I'm gonna.
He's sort of a bigger part of the plot than you think.
Yes, he's a very big part of it. And also, one quick thing that I would also like to say that was very cool was that the somewhat of the end of the movie, that was very close to the end of the original anime. And also, there was two other scenes right before that you could tell they ripped right out of the anime and they put it in live action. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm actually saying that that's pretty good, and I very much did like those two.
Yeah. So
which is the classic action scene of them fighting in the little water area.
Yeah.
And the suitcase that immediately turns into this huge machine gun, that's seriously, that's the most amazing thing.
At the beginning and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, good gosh, if you walked into a business meeting with that, you're getting a deal.
It's no, I think really it turned into a machine gun.
I'm pretty sure that it was a machine gun.
I think it was in the suitcase, but that's.
Yeah, but I mean, he just kind of flipped went like this with the suitcase, and it just
fell right off.
Yeah, and he and the suitcase was nowhere to be seen because machine gun.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So
what would you give this movie be?
Overall, I think that it's not as good as the original. One quick thing that I would like to also say before this, though, is that the past two anime to live action movies have not been good. Speed Racer and Dragon Ball Z. I walked out of both of those in the theater.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh yeah, jeez. It's late at night when we're recording this, so I'm kind of tired. But yeah, so Dragon Ball Evolution, I walked out of both that and Speed Racer.
Well, he left Speed Racer in the first half hour.
25 minutes.
In the first 25 minutes.
I was 7 or something when it came out. I can't remember exactly. And it was just very boring. So, walked out of that one. This one is obviously the best anime to live action movie that we've seen ever, probably. And overall, I would say very good movie, very good acting. Pretty good plot, but can get confusing at times. And overall, I'm going to have to do Ghost in the Shell, 2017 version, a B+.
Yeah, so So overall, with the visuals and the characters, but with the way score,
Yes, the store was very good too.
The story, but with the way story, I give Ghost in the Shell my score of B minus.
Yes, again, one quick thing that I forgot to mention: the store is very good. Not as good as the original, as a couple of people have been saying. I don't see it, but I still find it very
They have
good.
a hint of the old soundtrack.
Yeah, at the end, I was so happy that they played that because the original soundtrack from the anime is just it's very good. Even if you're like maybe not allowed to see the anime or you haven't seen it, I would still look up the soundtrack because it is still very good.
Yeah. Alright, so that's it for this review, guys. If you'd like to hit the subscribe button to see how many we can get. My name's Ken Hat. Speed from USB Gaming. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.